Hello there everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the South Devon seaside resort of Paignton. Now in the past, Paignton has at times had a little bit of a bad press. It's had a reputation of being a kiss-me-quick, dated English seaside resort, catering to maybe the low end of the tourist market. Well, somewhere has to. But you know, I think Paignton has turned its act around and it is becoming a very, very nice place, and it probably was already. Just behind me you can see two new hotels, the Ibis and the Mercure, that have been put up in the last year or two, replacing two derelict old hotels. And there is talk as well about revamping and spending millions on redeveloping the seafront. Today I'm going to show you a side of Paignton that is nothing like Kiss Me Quick, nothing like a dated seaside resort, and I'm going to show you what a lovely place it really is. And you are invited. Shall we go? Come on then. One thing that Paignton has got that is one of the very best in the southwest of England is its pier. I wish Teignmouth Pier was like this. Paignton Pier is lovely. It's like going back in time. And yeah, I was talking about dated English seaside resorts. This may be dated, but it's an old tradition and it's still great. Let's go and have a look. Hey, it's Pinocchio. I'm gonna have to talk over this because they're playing loud music and we don't want to be knocked off by YouTube. But we're just on the end of the pier. It's still been kept very, very traditional. It's lovely. I really like Paignton Pier, and it's still in very good condition as well. So let's go and have a wander through a very traditional old English seaside amusement arcade. Look at this. Could be 1974, couldn't it? But this is great. I think it's still great. How many pennies are we going to spend today?
Now, all units in headquarters have lost contact, and each team needs to independently build buildings.
Oh, the old change cubicle, yes, I remember those. Thank you very much. Coming out the back end of the pier. So let's have a look where we are first of all. So we're on Paignton Pier. There's a little bit of the beach. Tide is in at the moment, so you can't see too much of the beach. Looking across towards the area of Preston there. And then on the right hand side we're looking back at Torquay, and if you want to see what Torquay looks like, have a look at, there's two different Torquay themed videos on this channel. Have a look. So here we are on the end of the pier. We're going to walk up there. Considering it's early January 2025, it's a cold day, but the sun is out and it's absolutely lovely. Right here on the English Riviera. Looks like we're in Jurassic Park. And talking about old dinosaurs.
Cheeky, cheeky. I like it says dinosaurs have right of way on the paths.
Oh yes, quite right. I mean, you wouldn't want to mess with a dinosaur. To be honest, if a dinosaur is coming this way, you're going to give way, aren't you, really? What do you reckon, mate? Yeah! Ooh, we'll have a tunnel. Let's go and have a look through here. It's very green and yellow. And we're at the end of the pier. Now, if you're rather a large person, maybe these deck chairs would suit you.
They're for the dinosaurs.
Of course they're for the dinosaurs. He doesn't look too friendly, does he? What's up, mate? What's the matter? And here we are at the end of the pier, looking across towards Bury Head. A few ships out there in the deep anchorage, waiting for a pilot probably. And looking back across towards the end of Torquay, that's the Kilmorey apartments that you can see at the distance. You can see more of those on our Meadfoot, Torquay My Favourite Bits and Meadfoot Beach video on this channel. Yeah, keep promoting it, Sean. Anyway, I think we've had enough of dinosaurs. Let's get back onto the seafront and have a walk along towards the harbour, and then we'll tell you what we're going to be doing after that. So what do you think of the pier?
I think it's good fun actually, and they've redesigned that end since we were last here, so they're really sort of trying to refresh it every year.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's fun. It's
good.
just
It's
for
good
fun. And it is like going back in time, but it's great, and they've kept it in good condition, which is
Yes.
brilliant.
It's
So,
a bit spooky when you walk along though, and you can see the sea underneath.
so well done, Paignton Pier.
Yeah.
So now we are going to walk along into the sun. Look at that wintry sky, isn't it? It is cold today. It's only about 5 degrees Celsius, but it's all right. The blue sky is here. The rain has gone for now, and they've had snow up country, so it's nothing like that here, thank goodness. We're going to walk along towards the harbour, and then we'll tell you where we're going next. And these are the two brand new hotels on Paignton seafront. On the left is the Pier, on the right is the Ibis Styles. They're both part of the same company, and it's really tidied up, this seafront. Previously there were two derelict hotels there that had been shut up for quite some time, and it did make the seafront look very scruffy, but it's a lot better now. The one to the right of those is the Inn on the Green that is currently boarded up, but I believe that's going to be all redone and made very nice again. And strangely enough, just 2 nights ago we had a night in the Pier Hotel on the left with our friends Leslie and Simon from up country, who were down here for a very quick visit. It was very different conditions. It was wet, it was freezing cold, it was very murky, and you couldn't see a thing. But now look at it, it's lovely. The sea is blue, the sky is blue, and the sun is out. So the tide is in at the moment. It's actually a beautiful beach here at Paignton.
Lovely.
A really big sandy golden beach. But this walkway that we're going along, it's lovely to walk along, but I believe there are plans to redevelop this and make it into more of a very nice boulevard with seating areas, and I think they've had quite a few million made available to do that, so we'll see what happens over the next year or two.
There's certainly big investments in Paignton and Torbay in general, so it's good.
Definitely tidying up their act, and good on them for that.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Swan. Found a nice little corner of the bay to swim around in. You getting any fish? No, you'd rather have a chip, I think. Anyway, we're at the end of the seafront now. That's where we've just walked from. And now we're going to take you through to the harbour. Blue plaque here for Stella Gale, who was the first ever female harbour master to be appointed in the UK. And information about Paignton Harbor. So we're just coming up to the harbour now. Above us is the Harbour Lights restaurant, which is a very nice place to go and have a drink or a meal. Their Sunday meals are lovely. Here it is. Highly recommended that one, very nice. And of course from Paignton you can take lots of coastal cruises either across the Torbay or along the coast around to Dartmouth. And here's one of the boats, the Dark Princess.
Looks like she's working.
I think they work all year pretty much. Lovely, very nice. And here we are, Paignton Harbor, looking very peaceful. Not everybody sees this, it's lovely. Let's go along and have a look at one or two of the fishing boats. One of the local fishing boats, Brixham registered but based here in Paignton. Here's all the pots lined up ready for the next trip. I think these guys work really hard to keep these pots in good condition, and if they're looked after they can last for many, many years. Doesn't look like she's going out today maybe, but maybe later on. Looking back across towards the pier and then beyond to Torquay. Of course Torbay, which this is part of, is really the towns of Torquay there in front of us, Paignton right here, and then further around the bay the town of Brixham, the famous fishing port. And here's the entrance to Paignton Harbor. A lot of the boats are out of the sea at the moment, and then back round, and we're going to have a walk right back around the harbour, and then we're going to tell you where we're heading off next.
Torquay, you can see it from here, is built on 7 hills like Rome. I remember my dad telling me that as a little girl when I first came on holiday here.
Well, I can count 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3,
maybe
4,
one behind.
5, 6,
And I'm sure
7.
there's a... Right, okay. So there you are, Torquay now, it's official, is just like Rome. Hey.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, bella, bella Torquay, eh? Just some of the trips you can do. A lot of these are seasonal, so a lot of them won't be running in the winter, of course. But come here in the summer, and there's lots of boats taking holidaymakers out around the bay. Fishing trips, diving trips.
Sunset cruises.
Sunset cruises, yeah, lovely. And a lovely view across Paignton Harbor is Mrs. Swan. Your husband's just round the corner. Looking back over to Torquay. So what are we going to do next? Right, okay. We're going to head off round to the right, walk up the roads a little bit, past that little apartment block on the end, and then we're going to head off round Roundham Head, which is a little park on the headland, and then we'll show you what follows after that, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, lovely to see it on a day like this, and lovely to see the sun back out. We've had a couple of days of really heavy rain and murky conditions, and today's lovely. It's cold, but it's it's just after New Year, 7th of January today, and it's a beautiful day right here on the English Riviera. So we're on our way round to Roundham Head, and on the way you pass the Holocaust Memorial Garden. It's nice it's here though. So we're going to have a walk around this bit on our way round towards our final destination today. And this is Paignton's secret beach. This is called Fairy Cove, and not many people know that's there, and it's actually lovely. Just tucked away in a little corner of the bay. So here we are now in Roundham Gardens. This is as you're walking round to the next bay. It's a lovely little park on the headland. And a little bit along here there's a memorial I'd like to show you as well. Trees looking spectacular with a wintry sky behind them, and then Berry Head. This is the headland itself here. I'm looking out across the bay with the ships still at anchor. And on the left hand side you can see Thatcher Rock and the Orstone. So here's the memorial I was talking about. Not sure if you can read this, but in memory of Lieutenant Commander Arthur Leyland Harrison, VC RN, born in Torquay 1886 and killed in action during the Zeebrugge raid in 1918. And then just behind it is an information board that gives you the full story. And it's nice they still keep it maintained and remember Lieutenant Harrison. Hello! Yeah, so we're right on the edge of Paignton. It's so peaceful up here in Roundham Park, looking past the trees and across the bay. It's a beautiful scene, isn't it? Right, we're going to continue on behind me and head on down to the next bay, which is absolutely lovely.
The photographer returns. You can tell it's winter.
A couple of pictures.
You can tell it's winter because the shadows are so long. He's about 8'9" tall. Look at that.
There are some lovely houses here on Roundham Head, but we're now going to start to descend down the path here, and we're going to head off left around the bay. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Goodrington Sands. Except today, because the tide is in, there's not a lot of sand, but I'm sure you can imagine that for yourselves. Beautiful yellow flowers growing out of the wall. I was going to say, is it gorse? But no, it's not gorse, is it? Although there is a lot of gorse along the cliff paths. So we're going to head off down to the waterfront. And of course here in the summer it is very busy all through Paignton and Goodrington. If you come here in July and August it's going to be very, very busy. But at the moment, hardly anybody around. It's absolutely lovely. What are we looking at here?
Look at these, they're like little gerbera. They're gorgeous. They shouldn't be out yet.
Really pretty, but it's in a very good little sun trap there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, lovely little paths as you descend down towards Goodrington. They've done it really nicely, it's lovely. Look at this, more of these yellow flowers, bringing colour to this winter's day. Across the bay. We're going to walk way past onto the far beach, which is very famous for railway enthusiasts. I'll explain why in a few minutes' time. And here we are on the Prom Tiddly Om Pom Pom. Normally in the summer this is lined with very colourful beach huts along here, but of course they take them down for the winter because of the winter storms, because in a big storm the sea will come right over here and it would sweep anything away that's there. But they'll put them back in about March or April and they're very popular. Just looking at this sign here that says the majority of the trees, shrubs and plants were raised in the zoological garden, so that would be Paignton Zoo by Herbert Whitley. So good on you, Herbert. And it really is still lovely. Look at that blue sky. Who says January is a dingy month, eh? Just look at the colour of the water. Sounds like our recycling being emptied after Christmas, that did. Snacky places, of course shut in this time of the year. But just behind here you've got Young's Park, and you can probably see a blue building called Cantina. That is a lovely restaurant that does really nice food, and I think they're open all year long. Just a few of the beach huts that are still here. I suppose they're a little bit protected behind that wall. And Goodrington Sands Promenade, looking out towards Brixham there, and Berry Head, and Roundham Head on the left hand side. How peaceful. Sea splashing up here at Goodrington Sands. As you can see, the tide is right up now. It's more or less high tide at the moment, I would say, but normally it's a low tide, a beautiful golden sandy beach here. That's where we've just walked. And if you want to stay here at Goodrington, here you have a Premier Inn and the Brewers Fair right next to it. They do very nice Sunday roasts and all that there. And we're going to carry on and walk just down to this beach, which has a special significance to railway enthusiasts, although sadly I can't illustrate that for you today. But let's go and have a look at it out of season. Beer garden at the Brewers Fair, a very nice place to sit in the summer and have a pint or two. But to be honest, it's nice enough today. It'd be perfectly acceptable to sit out there with a drink this morning, although I am driving today, so maybe just a Coke for me. And then just across the way here is Goodrington Sands Beach. Doggies enjoying themselves, running around. So here we are on Goodrington Sands, if I could say it. And why is this location of special significance to railway enthusiasts? Well, you may just be able to make out behind me the railway line, and that is part of the Dartmouth Steam Railway that runs from Paignton, where we've just walked from, all the way down to Kingswear on the River Dart, and then you can get the ferry across to Dartmouth. It's a beautiful journey, and if you've not yet done it, it's very highly recommended. But why is this location in particular of significance? Well, this is the location of one of the most famous railway scenes that you will ever see in British railway photography, especially when it comes to British seaside, the typical British scene of a steam train, the colourful beach huts and the sands. This is where they take those pictures. Normally behind me there are some colourful beach huts. Of course they're down for the winter at the moment, but I'll see if I can include a picture at this point in the video that I took back in the summer when we caught one of the steam trains going past. Let's see if it works. Come on, let's do it now. So there you go. Lovely, isn't it? So we're walking back along the beach, going to go back past the Premier Inn and the Brewers Fair, and I think we're going to see if we maybe get a coffee at that lovely little place called the Cantina, and I'll show you a little bit of Young's Park as we go towards it as well. We're gorgeous on the beach. 7th of January 2025 in the sunshine. Yeah, this is why Devon is so wonderful, isn't it? And you may be able to just pick out some of the ships on the horizon there. So why did they wait right here? Well, not only is it a very sheltered anchorage because it's protected by the South Devon coast, but also the town of Brixham, which you can just see on the right hand side there, is the home of a lot of the pilots. And what the ships have to do is they come in, they weigh anchor there, the pilots are taken out in a little boat, and then they will pilot the boat, not actually drive it, but be with the captain as they go all the way through the channel, and quite often they'll stay with them until they reach their destination, which would usually be somewhere like Zeebrugge or Antwerp or Rotterdam or further up the North Sea. And then they'll pick up another ship, they'll come back and be dropped off again right here and go home to Brixham for a nice Sunday dinner. And we're just behind the beach, and we're in what's called Young's Park in Goodrington, part of Paignton. And you've got the lovely lake down here as well. In the summer you can go boating on this lake. And this is where you get the iconic announcement over the megaphone, "Come in number 9, your time is up." But at the moment it's just the ducks and the wildfowl that are using it. People also do model boat racing on this lake, including our friends Gordon and Rena. They've got some really nice racing model boats. Hello to you if you're watching this video. I think they do watch most of them. And we're going to wander over to the right to the Cantina over there. And just to give a name check, you see that row of houses on the far side? That is called Young's Park Road. What is the significance for our previous location where we used to live and that road?
Well, very strangely, just after we moved down, our neighbours next door but one behind us moved down, and Amelia and Chris now run the Wentworth Guest House, which looks fabulous. They've done a lot of refurb, bit of a plug for them, rooms look good. So hi to both of you, and we will call in sometime and catch up.
And they're right on that road, just over here. It's strange, isn't it? And also, bizarrely, our neighbours who used to live right behind us, who were Sheila and Dave, and they moved down to Churston, which is literally about 2 miles down the road from here, right alongside the Dartmouth Steam Railway. And so 3 of us, right in within a few yards, all moved to the same area.
From a little village to here.
From a little village in Staffordshire. Yeah, strange, small world, isn't it, eh? So here we are at Cantina. There's a wonderful smell. If this was smelly vision, you'd be able to pick this up. Is this a little sauna on the right hand side?
I think it is.
I think it is, yeah. They're becoming very popular, these little portable saunas. If you watched our Timoth Christmas Day video, you'll see we've got one on the seafront there as well. So let's go into Cantina, and it may be time for lunch. It's nearly 1 o'clock, so if you're a Genesis fan, it's 1 o'clock, time for lunch. Dum diddly dum dum dum. The sun beats down as I lie on my bench, etc, etc. You know the one. Okay, so I said that I was driving, so I might have to have a Coke, but we found some Dartmoor Zero beer. So let's see what this is like. Oh, cheers, by the way. That's all right. I like that. Cheers. Well, I tell you what, peeps, that was a gorgeous lunch once again here at Cantina at Goodrington Sands in Paignton. I had a sausage brioche, which is like a bap, just a sausage bap, lovely. And Nina had, and I almost wish I'd had that as well, steaky chips, which are strips of steak with chips that are cooked or covered in Parmesan sauce, I think it is, and peppercorn sauce, maybe something like that. Anyway, it tasted delicious, so highly recommended. Cantina here in Paignton. And the little sauna behind us, it is a sauna, and it's actually run by the same company that have the one on Teignmouth seafront as well. I think they're called Devon Community Saunas or something, but it's great. Nobody in there at the moment. Am I tempted? Well, I didn't bring me swimmies, so maybe not today. A few of the colourful beach huts that are kept up for the winter, and normally they're all along here and on the other side of the wall as well. So these are a bit protected by the wall, that's why they've been kept up. So we're going to head off back onto the seafront here at Goodrington Sands, and then we're going to head off back up over the hill and down into Paignton. And on the hillside here you can see some very nice apartments, so if you want somewhere nice to retire to with a nice view but still be within easy reach of all the facilities of the town, then that could be a nice place, I think. Yeah, it's a good climb back up the hill from Goodrington, but you do get a very nice view down over the lower promenade here. Look at the colour of the sea, looking lovely, isn't it? And across to Brixham in the distance. We are going to do a Brixham video at some point in the near future, but I'm waiting until I can do with my friend Nick, who lives close to us in Teignmouth, because he's from Brixham. He's from a family with a history of working on the trawlers, and he can give us a lot of interesting facts about Brixham and its fishing history. So we'll do that at some point over the next month or two. You can see how far we've climbed up from the sea edge. Lovely colour of the water, and there's the sea glistening across Goodrington. So we made it back up to the top of the hill. Yeah, some very nice houses around here, and we're going to head off back down the hill and back down into Paignton. Isn't that just a simply gorgeous tree? I didn't notice it before, but it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know what type it is, but it's lovely, isn't it? Some of the Torbay palms here. What a great view those houses have got. Just found this on the way back up, and it's the Spitfire Garden, and it's a memorial garden dedicated to peace and the memory of Flight Lieutenant Frederick Ernest Denston, a World War II pilot who flew Spitfires throughout the war. He first saw the Torbay coastline from the air just before D-Day and vowed that if he survived the war he would retire to Torbay. He realised his dream, and with his wife Peggy walked these paths and enjoyed these gardens. And you can see they've done the garden in the shape of a Spitfire. Isn't that beautiful? And that's the way we went down earlier. And it's another one of these trees. There's some sort of, yeah, it's definitely a fir tree because there's pine cones up there, but not the sort of fir trees that I'm used to further up country. But very nice. Is it going to be spiky? Yeah, you wouldn't want to fall into it, that's for sure. So we're back in Roundham Gardens, and we're going to head off back round to Paignton Beach. Just walking back round. That's some sort of care home, I think, now on the left, but you can see it would have been a very grand mansion in its time. And the rather sort of almost ugly looking 60s, 70s apartments on the end there, they don't look very nice, but actually I think they're very expensive, because just look at the view they've got. And you can see by the cars parked in its car park that it's not going to be cheap. And we're back at the harbour. Tide is still fully in, very high tide today. Looking very peaceful, all the boats just bobbing around. Just saw the ferry go out, by the way, across the Torquay, so that is still running today, even though it's a Tuesday in January. Hello fella, enjoying the view, are we?
Gone for a chip.
Off he goes. Another one of Paignton's big hotels, the Esplanade. And I've always liked that row of hotels and houses next to it. All different colours, pastel colours of cream and pink. Very pretty, and it's good that they keep them in good order as well. It does make the front look rather attractive. So there we are. Hope you enjoyed our little wander around Paignton, and we've had a wander around Roundham Head and to Goodrington Sands as well. As you can see, it's actually lovely, especially on a cold but blue sky sunny January day. Devon out of season in the winter. Not bad at all, is it? Thanks very much for watching. You enjoyed it?
I've had a fabulous time and a lovely lunch at the Cantina. It was
Fabulous. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed yet, that would be fantastic if you'd like to do that.
Give us a like.
Thank you very, very much indeed, and we'll see you again on the next one very soon. Take care and see you soon.
Bye.